Welcome everyone to another LanceScurvX rant. I want to get right to the point. Whenever I start to feel this way, something is truly coming. I'm not fear-mongering, I'm not clickbaiting, but we've gotten numb to what's been going on in the world to a point. Many of us don't understand the magnitude of what's going on with this war, and we're into our escapism. The whole C-19 period caused many of us to become comfortable with being withdrawn and disconnected. Hence, many of us are just numb. We believe what we see on the screens, the smartphones, the tablets, the computers. We've abandoned the television, which is a good thing, but we jump from the fire or jump from the pan into the fire. So now our brains are disconnected. We see these images, but we just swipe past certain things and choose to escape to our own world right in our hands. So what I'm seeing, we know Donald Trump is suffering from dementia, but even if he wasn't, dementia to me is like alcohol. People say, well, I did that because I was out of myself. I was drinking, I was intoxicated. Well, it's only an amplifier to what's on the inside. If you cheat on your spouse because you say you were drunk, it's because you always wanted to do that. If you stole something from someone and you were drunk and you know, it's because I was drunk, I would never do. Yes, you would. So the dementia is just bringing to the surface what he really is. But pull back and think about the folks who, as they say, are the elite, who want one world government, right? Now, it's beginning to sound like a conspiracy theory, but many of you 20-something years ago who used to kind of make fun of me when I would say certain things, look at the world we're living in now. I'm not saying I predicted all of this, but my mind went this far. I remember somebody telling me as we sat in the driveway, oh, America could never be touched because we have the strongest military in the whole world and nobody could ever touch us. They don't bring those situations up now or that conversation. I think I'm going to do so. America is not the only so-called superpower. It's not even number one in many cases to me. But the elite, they want total control of the world. They want one world government. Iran is messing things up because they're not going for that. They're not part of that being under that umbrella. So they're a problem. And then you have the small hats, the Zionists, who want to expand their land grab so that they can flourish even more because they're living on a place that is as small as New Jersey, the state of New Jersey. So you have that interest going on. In America, their resources are being used because it's not really President Trump, it's President Netanyahu. Trust and believe. America is not America or the United States. It's West Israel. So they all want this control. Now, Iran is not backing up. They thought that they can just snuff them out really quick, but Iran is very smart and very powerful, and they're not going for it. So what is America and or Israel going to do? I don't really want to say it like this, and I hope it doesn't happen, but this is just me thinking out loud. I'm going to keep this really short. I believe on American soil, there will be a false flag attack. I believe it'll be a false flag nuclear attack. Maybe I'm a little too imaginative. Well, who's going to do a false flag nuclear attack on America? It'll be with America's approval. The government. They're going to allow Israel to shoot a nuke over to the United States and cause mass casualties and have it land somewhere where it's going to have a lot of impact. Maybe Washington, maybe New York City, but somewhere where it's like, whoa. Remember how it was 25 years ago with 911, how shocking that was, and those were just airplanes? And of course it was orchestrated because there were bombs placed in the building. You could see that clearly. But it brought about other things. So why would this happen? Well, Israel, this is my opinion now. I want you to debate me or comment, or what do you think about it? Israel is going to shoot a nuclear warhead over to the United States strategically so that they, United States and Israel, can blame Iran. And they'll use the media, social media, so-called mainstream media, legacy media, to push this. So not only will the people in America, in the United States, will be outraged even more so to bring them into this, because see, the United States and Israel started this war and the approval ratings are low. That's the only way they can bring the approval ratings back up, to say, you know what, let's just go ahead and nuke them back. The government, the powers that be in America, do not care about the people, number one. If you think so, then we'll never agree. We'll never agree. They don't care about the people. They have their bunkers. They have their way out. They're communicating things that the masses will never know. This is about control, the one world government, and control of the money, digital currency, all of that under one umbrella. So now they'll have the backing of the world pretty much to nuke Iran back. And they will do it tenfold to make sure they never, ever come back or never recuperate or rebound. And for the next few centuries, few hundred years, decades, whatever it may be, because that soil will be no good. The moves can be made to move forward with total control under a new world order and one world government. Yet, Donald Trump and America, Israel, they will still have to deal with Russia and China. But in a sense, this puts them back in the mix so they can do what they want to do over there in the Middle East. And the elites will be happy because it plays into their game. Every day there's so much happening. It's confusing now. I kind of let it slide. I don't really stay on it as much because we don't know what's really happening. We don't know what we're being told. I try to listen to independent sources in media. I try to listen to stuff from over in Iran, different parts of the Middle East, parts of the world that have nothing to do with it. But it's going to get worse. Like Trump said, there was some kind of ceasefire, but they didn't speak with Iran at all, and now they go bomb Iran again. Like, you can't trust these people. They will do anything to have the final word. Trust and believe. These people who are animalistic, who are beasts, who are troublemakers from when they came to be, and you know what I'm talking about. They are warlike. They love this. They're bloodthirsty. They're not peaceful. They're not spiritual. They will do what they have to do to win in their mind. Because what you have is theirs in their mind. And how dare you live on this earth, live peaceful, and you're not influenced by them? Huh? That's the way it is. I said a lot without saying a lot. I'm not going to go into any details, but that's just my feeling. I'm not going to say fear. That's just a thought. I'm not saying I'm prophetic. But remember, they will do whatever they have to do. Just like when they start wars. And, they killed Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein and weapons of mass destruction that they never found. America doesn't play fair. There's so much dirt and blood on their hands. And the innocent people who don't know, they'll just be the victims, or hopefully they'll be spared. I'm watching. Let me know what you think is going to happen. Maybe I'm totally wrong, and I hope that I am. But that's just a thought that crossed my mind. LanceScurv out, on to the next one. Let me know what you think. Peace.